If you're lonely when you're alone, you're in bad company. Do you think that I count the days? There is only one day left, always starting over. It is given to us at dawn and taken away from us at dusk. Hell is other people. I'm going to smile and my smile will sink down into your pupils, and heaven knows what it will become. Man is condemned to be free, because once thrown into the world, he is responsible for everything he does. It is up to you to give life a meaning. Freedom is what we do with what is done to us. We are our choices. Better to die on one's feet than to live on one's knees. It's quite an undertaking to start loving somebody. You have to have energy, generosity, blindness. There is even a moment right at the start where you have to jump across an abyss. If you think about it, you don't do it. I am alone in the midst of these happy, reasonable voices. All these creatures spend their time explaining, realizing happily that they agree with each other. In heaven's name, why is it so important to think the same things all together? 3 o'clock is always too late or too early for anything you want to do. When the rich wage war, it's the poor who die. There may be more beautiful times, but this one is ours. My thought is me. That's why I can't stop. I exist because I think, and I can't stop myself from thinking. At this very moment, it's frightful. If I exist, it is because I'm horrified at existing. I am the one who pulls myself from the nothingness to which I aspire. Life begins on the other side of despair. Everything has been figured out, except how to live. She believed in nothing. Only her skepticism kept her from being an atheist. Man can will nothing unless he has first understood that he must count on no one but himself, that he is alone, abandoned on earth in the midst of his infinite responsibilities, without help, with no other aim than the one he sets himself, with no other destiny than the one he forges for himself on this earth. Like all dreamers, I confuse disenchantment with truth. Words are loaded pistols. Life has no meaning a priori. It is up to you to give it a meaning, and value is nothing but the meaning that you choose. All that I know about my life, it seems, I have learned in books. The more sand that has escaped from the hourglass of our life, the clearer we should see through it. I am going to outlive myself. Eat, sleep, sleep, eat. Exist slowly, softly, like these trees, like a puddle of water, like the red bench in the streetcar. He was free, free in every way, free to behave like a fool or a machine, free to accept, free to refuse, free to equivocate, to marry, to give up the game, to drag this death weight about with him for years to come. He could do what he liked. No one had the right to advise him. There would be for him no good or evil unless he thought them into being. In love, one and one are one. It is therefore senseless to think of complaining, since nothing foreign has decided what we feel, what we live, or what we are. I exist, that is all, and I find it nauseating. Smooth and smiling faces everywhere, but ruin in their eyes. Man is nothing else but what he makes of himself. So this is hell. I'd never have believed it. You remember all we were told about the torture chambers, the fire and brimstone, the burning marl, old wives' tales. There's no need for red-hot pokers. Hell is other people. I suppose it is out of laziness that the world is the same day after day. Today it seemed to want to change, and then anything could happen. This is what I thought. For the most banal even to become an adventure, you must, and this is enough, begin to recount it. This is what fools people. A man is always a teller of tales. He sees everything that happens to him through them, and he tries to live his own life as if he were telling a story. But you have to choose. Live or tell. There is no reality except in action. I have crossed the seas, I have left cities behind me, and I have followed the source of rivers towards their source or plunged into forests, always making for other cities. I have had women, I have fought with men, and I could never turn back any more than a record can spin in reverse. And all that was leading me where? To this very moment. People who live in society have learned how to see themselves in mirrors as they appear to their friends. I have no friends. Is that why my flesh is so naked? The worst part about being lied to is knowing you weren't worth the truth. I had found my religion. Nothing seemed more important to me than a book. I saw the library as a temple. We do not know what we want, and yet we are responsible for what we are. That is the fact. Only the guy who isn't rowing has time to rock the boat. I never could bear the idea of anyone's expecting something from me. It always made me want to do just the opposite. Every word has consequences. Every silence, too. You and me are real people, operating in a real world. We are not figments of each other's imagination. I am the architect of my own self, my own character and destiny. It is no use whinging about what I might have been. I am the things I have done and nothing more. We are all free, completely free. We can each do any damn thing we want, which is more than most of us dare to imagine. Existence is an imperfection. To know what life is worth, you have to risk it once in a while. I'd come to realize that all our troubles spring from our failure to use plain, clear-cut language. Once you hear the details of victory, it is hard to distinguish it from a defeat. Freedom is what you do with what's been done to you. As far as men go, it is not what they are that interests me, but what they can become. Share your favorite quote in the comments, and let's inspire each other.